It is anticipated that the national dialogue will drive progress towards our Vision 2030 and lay the foundation for the next phase of South Africa's National Development Plan. The national dialogue itself is not an event. Rather, it will be a participatory process that unfolds in phases, from local consultations and sectoral engagements to provincial and national gatherings. In my capacity as the head of state, I will be calling a national convention on Friday, the 15th of August 2025. This national convention will represent the diversity of the South African nation. The first national convention will set the agenda for the national dialogue. It will be a representative gathering, bringing together government, political parties, civil society formations, business, labor, traditional leaders, religious leaders, cultural workers, sports organizations, women, youth, community voices, amongst others. Through their various political, social, and other formations, in their workplaces and places of worship, communities, villages, and sites of learning, South Africans will, in the months following the National Convention, be encouraged to be in dialogue to define our nation's path into the future. The views, concerns, and proposals that will emerge from this conversation will be brought together at a second National Convention that is planned to be held in the beginning of next year. This second National Convention will reinforce our shared values and adopt a common vision and program of action for our country into the future. We expect that the National Convention will finalize a compact that outlines the roles and responsibilities of all South Africans. To guide and champion the national dialogue, I am appointing an eminent persons group. These leading figures in our society, reflecting the great diversity of our nation, with a proven commitment to the advancement of social cohesion and nation building.
I mean, guys, you know, when it comes to wasting time, the ANC are the masters. There is nothing that the ANC knows than to waste time. What is it that these people actually want to achieve with their so-called national dialogue? What is it that they want to achieve with this national dialogue? Because it's not like these people don't know what needs to be done so that this country can move forward. Everybody in this country knows what needs to be done so that this country can go forward. And I hate the fact that these people are now pretending to care about what South Africans think after they have lost the elections. I believe that if the ANC had won the elections with the majority, they were never going to do this national dialogue. They are doing this national dialogue to try to make it look like, okay, guys, we understand that we have failed you, so can we please come and talk about what is it that we can do to move the country forward? This is the same ANC that is filled with criminals. This is the same ANC that has failed to provide the services to the people. This is the same ANC that is failing to deal with the corrupt cadres. This is the same ANC that is failing to create a conducive environment so that the businesses can thrive in this country. This is the same ANC that is driving away business. But today, they want to say, we want to talk with you guys. What is it that we can do so that our lives can be improved in this country? Everybody knows what needs to be done. And I think the fact that these people are coming out and talking about the national dialogue, they are admitting that they have failed. And I don't think that South Africans deserve the people that have failed to come to talk to them. These people, they need to go out. They need to go out. This is what I used to say, that the ANC always talks about the what is this thing? The ANC always talks about the renewal. These people, they need to go out so that they can renew themselves there. We don't deserve these people. These people do not deserve the kind of kindness that they expect from South Africans. They have done much in the past 30 years. This country is literally on its knees. And you have the president of the country saying that we need to talk with the people of this country as if he doesn't know what needs to be done. As if he doesn't know what needs to be done. There is no political will to fix this country. We have so many problems in this country. We have so many problems. Why don't you get rid of these illegal immigrants? Why don't you close the borders? Why don't you work hard to punish the criminals? Why don't you protect women, men, and children in this country? There's so many things that we can say as average South Africans, and these people, they know exactly what needs to be done. But they are coming out to say, okay, guys, can we please have a conversation with you? What it actually means? It means that these people have failed. You guys have failed the people of this country, and you need to get out of governance because you have failed the people of this country. I don't think right now South Africans actually want a dialogue. South Africans, they want a government that is working for them. South Africans, they want a government that listens to them. This national dialogue is not going to do anything because right now, even Ramaphosa is talking about the fact that they already have the representatives that are going to represent us as the people. The people are not allowed to have their own representatives. The representatives are chosen by these people. So these people already have the list of their representatives that are going to represent us. Jesus. This is a total waste of time. This is a total waste of time. I don't know why these people actually expect the South Africans to give them the grace. I don't know why the president of the country is sitting there telling South Africans about a national dialogue when he knows the problems that this country is facing. He knows the problems that this country is facing. He knows the corruption in government. They always talk about what is this thing that they always talk about in government, where the officials will be spending excessive amounts of money. They know that there is corruption in government, and these are the same people that tried to raise the VAT, the taxes on the people of this country, to say we want you to pay more, and we don't want anything. We are not even going to hold accountable these people that are wasting money in government. We are not going to hold accountable these people that are committing crimes in government, but we want the South Africans to continue to pay more. These are the same people that said that to us as South Africans, but somehow they want a national dialogue. To say what? To say what? To say what? I don't understand the concept of this national dialogue. I actually do not understand it. Because last year, before the elections, I remember the ANC was basically flirting with an idea of pushing back the elections. They were flirting with an idea of pushing back the elections so that we can have this national dialogue. Are these people actually trying to push back the 2026 local government elections? Is this what these people are trying to do? Because I wouldn't put anything past these people. I wouldn't put anything past these people. We don't deserve these people. As South Africans, we don't deserve these people. We don't deserve a president who can sit there and talk about the national dialogue when he knows the problems that are facing this country, when he knows for a fact that he does not have any political will to fix any of the problems that we are facing in this country. This is the same president that is saying we are fine with the cabinet that we have. We are fine with the fact that we are spending billions and billions of rands on this cabinet that we have, and we are not even going to do anything about it. And when other political parties come and say that we have an excessive cabinet, how about the president? How about you dream this cabinet so that we can save a lot of money? Ramaphosa comes out and says that no, we are not going to do that. Fikile Mbalula, his Secretary General of the ANC, he said that other political parties, they believe in cutting. The ANC does not believe in cutting, meaning that the ANC believes in South Africans continuing to pay more. These people have already made up their minds because some of these things that I'm speaking about, the ANC will never change these things. Ramaphosa will never change these things. I mean, right now, he wants to, maybe we need to address this issue of unemployment. The president has failed and has denied to address the issue of unemployment because he is focused on the BEE. He is obsessed about this transformation that is not even going to improve the lives of South Africans. And somehow he wants South Africans to believe that this BEE and transformation agenda things are working in favor of South Africans. But today, the same people, they want to come to us and have conversations with us. What is it exactly that these people are trying to achieve? I don't understand. I honestly do not understand what is it that they are trying to achieve. This national dialogue, we don't need a national dialogue. We don't need a national dialogue. We don't need a national dialogue. I mean, even if you can stop an average person on the street and say, man, what do you think needs to be done so that this country can go forward? Anybody can tell you, man. Anybody can tell you. And to sit here and assume that these people in government, they don't have an idea of what needs to be done so that this country can move forward. I mean, like, that would be foolish. These people do not have the political will to do these things that we always talk about. They know the cries of South Africans. They know the cries of South Africans, but they have chosen to ignore those cries of South Africans because they are arrogant. Because they are arrogant. Today, they have lost power. Now they are pretending to care about what South Africans think. They are pretending to care what South Africans say. And they are not even giving South Africans a chance to elect their own representatives. They are not even doing that. They already have a list of people that are going to represent the people of this country. And somehow, South Africans are supposed to sit there and saying that these people that were chosen on behalf of us are representing us. I mean, this is nonsensical, man. This is the spit in the face of South Africans. This is a spit in the face of South Africans. I don't know what these people actually expect, man. I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. And for the president, man, can you just imagine as the president of the country, knowing that this country that you are presiding over, man, has a huge problem with infrastructure, man. People are dying on the roads, man, because of these potholes that we have in this country, man. And you know the tender system, man, is filled with corruption, man. You know that the schools, there are pit toilets, man. You know that the infrastructure in this country has totally crumbled, man. You know that the crime in this country is rife. You know that the borders are open. Illegal immigrants are doing as they please. You know that the taverns, the townships are filled with taverns. You know that there are drugs that are filled in different neighborhoods, man. You know that there are gangs. You know that women are being raped, man. You know that South Africans are being slaughtered every day in the streets, man. These are things that the president of the country knows, but for some reason, he's, instead of just sitting down and his cabinet and saying that, guys, this is what we are going to do to combat these problems that South Africans are always complaining about. No, let's go out and talk to these people and ask them obvious questions. South Africans will continue to be fooled, man, by the likes of Ramaphosa. If South Africans do not wake up, they will continue to be fooled by the likes of Ramaphosa. They will continue to be fooled. This national dialogue thing of theirs is just them trying to make it look like, okay, we are now sympathetic with the difficulties that you people are experiencing. No, we are. No, yes. You remember even the Deputy President, Paul Mashatile. Paul Mashatile once said that we are going to ensure that transformation fund, that 100 billion that is going to be raised, it is secured and nobody loses that transformation fund. But the same Deputy President of the ANC is in scandals right now because him and his wife are spending millions and millions of taxpayers in London, man, enjoying life in London. And this is the same guy who assured the South Africans that we are not going to touch any of that transformation fund that is going to be raised so that the black businesses and only the black businesses are going to benefit from it. We are going to ensure that nobody touches that money. But today, the same guy is busy with his wife, man. Busy with his wife, spending like 300,000 rands a day of taxpayers' money. And somehow they want you to believe that they are sympathetic with what we are going through. I mean, I honestly wish this country had responsible voters, man. The fact that South Africans have so many irresponsible voters, man, these people are literally dragging us back, man. South Africans have dragged this country back because at this point, it is no longer about the politicians. I mean, let's be honest. It is no longer about the politicians. It's about these people who keep giving these incompetent people power. It's about these people who keep giving these incompetent people power. South Africans love these incompetent leftist politicians that have done nothing for them. They love them. They adore them. If they don't vote for the ANC, they vote for Umkhonto weSizwe Party. If they don't vote for Umkhonto weSizwe Party, they vote for the EFF. And somehow they are complaining that our lives are not moving forward. But they don't see how they are voting, and they don't see the consequences of their votes. Yes, man, the people of this country are frustrated, man. South Africans are frustrating. If, man, we had responsible people in this country would have been far. I don't think we would have actually given the ANC a chance to even have Ramaphosa, man. I don't think so, man. I think after Thabo Mbeki, man, South Africans would have been done with the ANC, man. When the ANC said, okay, we want to field Jacob Zuma, South Africans should have said, no, we cannot afford you to put this Jacob Zuma guy. No. No. But somehow South Africans elected Jacob Zuma 2 times. They elected Jacob Zuma 2 times. Ramaphosa 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. So sometimes I like, as much as these things, they are frustrating, but sometimes I think that maybe South Africans, they deserve the kind of leadership that they have. It's just bad that it is spilling on us, the people that are anti this incompetent governance. It is just bad that this majority rule, it is also affecting us. It is also affecting us. I mean, like, are you even surprised why some people are speaking about dividing this country? I mean, like, what the hell? What the hell? What the hell? Look there, the people in Orania, man. I'm sure the people in Orania, they're looking at us and they're like, man, continue dealing with that rubbish of yours. Continue dealing with that rubbish of yours. We are thriving here. We are thriving here. Justice. And of course, guys, the ANC is agreeing and they are welcoming this bogus national dialogue of President Ramaphosa. So the ANC released a statement yesterday, and the statement said that African National Congress welcomes the announcement by President Ramaphosa on the national dialogue. The ANC welcomes the announcement by President Ramaphosa on convening of the national dialogue, including the national convention to be held on the 15th of August 2025 and the appointment of a broad-based eminent persons group. This initiative marks an important national effort to forge unity, rebuild trust, and renew the country's collective commitment to social and economic transformation through inclusive dialogue. This year marks the 70th anniversary of the Freedom Charter adopted in 1955 and the Congress of the People in Kliptown. The Freedom Charter remains the cornerstone of the ANC's vision for a united, democratic, and just society. Its powerful declaration that South Africa belongs to all those who live in it, black and white, continues to inspire our pursuit of equality, dignity, and shared prosperity. It is fitting that in the milestone year, our nation commits to the National Charter's democratic spirit by launching the People's-led National Dialogue. So the ANC is trying to force us to do their policies, man. Like this, like I hate how these people actually think that their policies are so aligned with the people of this country. I hate that so much. The ANC has always placed the dialogue at the center of our struggle for liberation and national building. From our engagement in exile to the negotiations that brought an end to apartheid, it is through the dialogue that we have overcome division and built consensus. We therefore welcome the inclusive character of this dialogue process and the caliber of the individuals appointed to guide it. The participation of all sectors of society will ensure that the dialogue reflects hopes, frustrations, and aspirations of the South African people. The ANC calls on all members, alliance partners, mass democratic formations, and all South Africans to actively participate in this national dialogue. It is through open, principled engagement that we will define a renewed national vision and construct a new social compact anchored in sharing responsibility. As we mark the 7th decade of the Freedom Charter, we commit ourselves to its vision and values and working with all South Africans to build a future founded on freedom, dignity, and unity in diversity. So, of course, like the ANC is agreeing with this nonsense. Of course, they are agreeing with this nonsense. And guys, I mean, like, if you look at how South Africans are living today, how South Africans are struggling today, for these people to actually think that South Africans have time to sit down and talk about the things that they know that these people know, it just shows you that these people have no respect for South Africans. We have no respect for South Africans. Like, they are pressing matters, man. Like, this country is pressed with a lot of issues. It's pressed with a lot of issues. So instead of addressing those issues, they are saying, no, we are not going to address any of those issues, but we want to have a national dialogue with you. We want to have a national dialogue with you. Like, this is a shame, man. This is a shame. And yesterday, I did see an interview, and I found this interview to be quite interesting. And this is Clement Manyatela interviewing this guy. This is Musim Sim. You remember, guys, when this guy apparently resigned from the ANC, and I did an update about it, and I think it was last year. I did an update about it, saying that, man, there's no way that Musim Sim is going to resign from the African National Congress. I remember people giving me slack and saying that, Thomas, man, you are talking nonsense, man. This guy is a principled veteran of the ANC, man. We believe in what Musim Sim says, man. This guy stays in his ways. And it only took one meeting with the ANC from this guy to rescind his resignation. So I don't take anything that Musim Sim says. I don't take anything that Musim Sim says. I was right to call him out, to say that this guy is lying to South Africans, to come out and say that I am resigning from the ANC because the ANC is failing to provide the services to the people. The ANC has failed the people, and I cannot be a member of this organization. And it only took one meeting with the ANC for this guy to rescind his resignation, to say that, no, I will stay a loyal member of the ANC. And somehow people were clapping hands for him. People were clapping hands for him. And I said, guys, so why are you clapping hands for this guy? Because this guy is not going to leave the ANC. And I was insulted left, right, and center. And from that day, I was vindicated. And I knew that there is nothing I can take from this old Madala. Absolutely nothing that I can take from this old Madala. Because this guy went from the ANC needs to stop this talking. The ANC needs to start working and to deliver services to the people of this country. The ANC needs to start ensuring that the people of this country have work. This guy was saying all of the things that South Africans were saying. But today, the same guy is speaking on behalf of the national dialogue. He's speaking on behalf of the national dialogue. That's why I don't take him seriously at all. I don't take him seriously at all. I don't take him seriously at all. Very slimy old Madala, man. Very slimy old Madala.
So, there's no doubt, Dr. Msimang, that there is a need for a conversation, especially now that the country is in this government of national unity. There are a lot of challenges as well that are facing the country. But the question is, will this be another talk shop? Because if history is anything to go by, what's this going to really provide as outcomes?
Well, there is absolutely no doubt that at the rate we're going, there is a need for the nation to discuss. And I am impressed with the range of stakeholders who have been invited to participate in the leadership of this national dialogue. So the intentions are good, but as you point out, the recommendations that will be made will ultimately be implemented by the political system. It's going to be extremely important that these are taken seriously. I wish we could have a way of making sure that if they didn't do that, we would find a way of sanctioning them. The situation is really bad. You see it in the streets. People are poor. 30 years on, really.
The situation is bad. And who's to blame for that situation being bad? Who's to blame for the situation being bad in this country? Who's to blame? This is not what they are addressing. So instead of facing head on the fact that the situation is bad in this country, and these are the people that are responsible for the situation being bad in this country, they want to have a dialogue. They are not willing to say that, but the ANC, you are the ones that are responsible, man, for the situation being bad in this country. They are not willing to do that. They are not willing to do that. Instead, they are trying to push for the dialogue. So they are trying to sensitize their failures. They are trying to sensitize their failures, and I'm not going to be surprised if they somehow find a way to push to draw the people in their failures. They're going to say, this is our collective, this is a collective responsibility, so we are all responsible for the fact that the country is where it is today. I'm not going to be surprised if this is a language that these people are going to deploy, that we are all responsible for where the country it is today, instead of them, solely them. Solely them. So who is responsible for the situation being bad? That is the question that actually needs to be asked. Who is responsible for the mess that the country finds itself in today?
Poor. In fact, statistics indicate that there's been an increase. Unemployment, I was glad the president talked about, confesses that unemployment is high and there's underemployment. Worst is that it's happening among young people. So there's...
how does the president actually expect the unemployment to get better when he's busy with his transformation agendas, when he's busy with his BEE and not saying anything about the economy? How do you expect the unemployment to be better? Because the same people are now pushing out the businesses, telling the businesses that if you have over 50 employees, then you must comply with the quotas. And if you don't comply with the quotas, then maybe you guys, we are going to penalize you, or you're going to go to jail. This is what these people are telling the businesses, that you have to comply with the quotas. We have to force you and tell you how to run your businesses. The same people that cannot even run the government departments are now going out telling businesses how to run, telling the CEOs of the businesses how to run their businesses, and telling people that if you have this certain number of people in your business, you must comply with these quotas, which we said that it is going to cost people a lot of jobs because the companies are going to scale down. Nobody wants to comply with the quotas of the ANC. Nobody wants to comply with that. So what is it that the companies are going to do? They are going to scale down. And scaling down means that people are going to lose their jobs. They are going to leave this country. And saying that why? We have already invested in this country. We have already hired a lot of people in this country that are paying the taxes. And now the same government wants to come and tell us how to run our business. And the same people are saying that if you do not comply with these quotas, then you are not going to be eligible to work with the state. So you are not going to get the state contracts. So we are going to give the state contracts only to our friends. We are not going to give you, any of you guys, the state contracts. And somehow they expect the businesses to come into this country. And after signing the expropriation bill into law, they expect the businesses to come into this country knowing that their property rights are threatened. I don't understand, man. Like these people, they need to retire, man, and get the hell out of our lives. This is the only thing that is going to save us, man. These people, they need to retire and get the hell out of our lives. This is what they need to do.
Really a need. I don't think we should allow this not to be successful.
Yeah.
There must be a way of ensuring that the recommendations that are made by this group of representative people are implemented.
And perhaps that's where the challenge is, because you know, Dr. Msimang, about the challenges that this country has, and of course the policies that have been developed by, and I'll mention the ANC government because they were in charge for 30 years until the elections last year. But the challenge has always been implementation, because there are some incredible policies that could help resolve some of our challenges, but have those been efficiently implemented? And have we had the right political leadership? Have we had even the political appetite to resolve the issues that we have? I mean, these people are going to tell us about the things that we already know. Nothing is going to come out of this dialogue that we don't know in as far as the challenges are concerned. So how do we deal with the issue of implementation and the political will to do something about what's going to come out?
There is an absolute need for the political parties, for the leaders of the political parties to act with maturity. It's not always been in evidence. The fact of the matter is that for the first time, as you pointed out, we are in a coalition government. The crisis is not made easy by that. In fact, if anything, it's not the kind of coalition where people of like mind say, let's come together and see how we run the government. But any patriot, you know, patriotism is required now. The ANC has to realize that it's no longer in government, not alone. The Democratic Alliance must know that it's got a crucial role to play in making sure that this government of national unity succeeds. I'm mentioning the first two, but so is everybody else who is in this coalition. You know, what's been very disappointing is that people have tended to play to the public gallery on differences. They must be disciplined, sufficiently disciplined to discuss their issues internally and not impress people that we know we're still in charge, we're the biggest, or somebody else says you can't do this without us. There is a real need to, in fact, this is an opportunity for South Africa.
It is an opportunity for us to do what, man? It's an opportunity for us to do what? Because Tlemeni Manyatela is saying it rightly, man. Like, what is it that is going to be said that these people are not aware of? What is it that is going to be said that these people are not aware of? And this guy wants to say that this is an opportunity for us as South Africans. It is an opportunity for us. For what? And okay, guys, so let's say that we have this bogus national dialogue and the president of the country says that, okay, it was a very successful national dialogue, and we've heard many South Africans are telling us to hold the corrupt cadres accountable. South Africans are telling us, man, not to stop wasting money. South Africans are telling us to scale down, man. Our cabinet is too big. South Africans are telling us to close the borders, man. South Africans are telling us to get rid of the taverns in the township. South Africans are telling us to work hard on the infrastructure. Are you telling me that these people are going to implement those things? I'm finding it hard to believe that if South Africans tell these people that these are the problems that we have, since you pretend not to know the problems that we have, and the fact that these people want to have a national dialogue, trying to act like they don't have an idea of what the people of this country are going through, it is worse than it seems. Because if South Africans say, these are the problems that we have, are these people actually going to do something about these problems that South Africans have? Are they going to do something about them? Are they? If they say, okay, it was a very successful, bogus national dialogue, are they going to do what South Africans have asked them to do? I don't think so. I don't think so. So for him to try to act like this is a win for, and this is like necessary for South Africans, like this is why I don't trust. Man, I don't trust Musim Sim. I don't trust. You see this old Madala and that slimy Snookizikala. Just as every time these people open their mouths, like my blood pressure goes up. I don't want to lie.
In the ANC have run the country for 30 years. It became a disaster as time went on. People have been outside in the opposition saying we should do these things this way and that, now have the opportunity to play a positive role to make sure that this does happen.
Yeah.
It must be a give and take. I think what's made this difficult is that people still want to go and tell the media and the public that this is what they want, things that ought to be discussed internally. That should stop.
To hell with these people, man. To hell. I don't want to lie, guys. To hell with these people. To absolutely hell with these people. So, there is a post that I saw on social media, and this post was written by the EFF Member of Parliament. Man, the EFF has been kind of based lately, man. I'm not gonna lie, the EFF has been kind of based lately. So, this was written by the Member of Parliament of the EFF, Sinawo Tambo, and he speaks about the characterization of Cyril Ramaphosa's bogus national dialogue. So the post says that the national dialogue is the ANC's attempt at collectivizing its failures. Exactly. This is what I said, guys. Like, I'm not going to be surprised if these people will try to collectivize these failures and try to make it look like, okay, we are all responsible for it, and they are not responsible for it. And the South Africans must not accept what the ANC is trying to do. The national dialogue is the ANC's attempt at collectivizing its failures while manufacturing a need for the national reconstruction, which is familiar to the national dialogue. It is the ANC's attempt to add collectivizing its failures while manufacturing a need for national reconstruction, which is similar to what was done post-apartheid in 1994. The difference is that the evil post-apartheid which presided over led corruption, massive unemployment, crime, inequality in the past 30 years is now trying to facilitate a dialogue regarding its own failures. This government and administration before it are part of the problems, and we must overcome. South Africans did not commit corruption and cripple the state institutions. South Africans did not preside over massive jobless and deindustrialization. South Africans did not collapse law enforcement agencies and fail to lead economic growth, but the ANC did. The ANC did. The dialogue was on the ballot in 2024, and it must continue into 2026 and 2029. The ballot is our method of dialogue, and it is working. Now they want to pretend to be listening because their coffers are slipping away from their hands. Exactly. This national dialogue is a poor attempt at, quote, humbling ourselves before the people by the ANC under the guise of government and the ANC-aligned civil society. Shamefully, they are trying to make a nation of victims take responsibility for the failures of the 7th ANC-led administrations since 1994. Yes, completely agree with you. They are going to blame you guys. They are going to blame you guys. You know, the ANC, If you have been aware of how the ANC actually operates, if they have a small win, this is the win of the ANC, and it is because of the ANC. Like they will applaud the ANC because of this win. But if there's a loss, no, we are all responsible for this loss, and this is how the ANC operates. This is how they operate, and this is the reason why I'm saying you, as South Africans, these people are going to blame you for the mess that we find ourselves in. They are not going to say that we are the fault. The ANC is at fault. And this is the reason why the country is where it is today. They are going to blame you. They are going to blame you while taking the wins, the small wins for themselves. And when there's a small win, they don't say, okay, this is what we have achieved as South Africans. They say, no, this is what the ANC has achieved. But when there are losses, you are responsible for those losses. Our country does not need a national dialogue. We are already having one, and the dialogue is about the failures without the ANC. The ANC is now attempting to mediate that dialogue. Ramaphosa's method of leadership is important, and this is his last attempt at legacy project. Over the past 7 years, he has promised to tackle unemployment, crime, GBV, and inequality using numerous presidential advisory councils, president envoys, presidential commissions, and task teams, and now a national dialogue. A boycott is not an option. The EFF is correct. We must go and participate fully. We must tell them to their faces that their failures do not belong to South Africans. We must attend this national dialogue in numbers to remind them that it is not an evil apartheid that has made democracy and the dreams of freedom fail since 1994. It is them. South Africans have not failed. The ANC have failed. South Africans have not failed, but the ANC have failed. Completely agree with Sinawa Tambo. Completely agree with Sinawa Tambo. And the South Africans must not allow these people to try to put this thing on them. They must not allow these people to try to put the mess that we find ourselves to them. So guys, my question to you, do you think we need a national dialogue or not? I don't know. Please tell me what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button, and the most important part is subscribe. My name is Thomas Mabaso. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.